episode 1143 of Hard Factor. It is Friday, February 10th, 2023. Thank you for cheating on the news with us. Today, I've got a very international cup of coffee that ends with a funny one right here at home in the USA. I don't know about funny, but a boozy one right here at home in the USA. And the coffee ends boozy, and Wes is continuing the booze news on deck with a hilarious DUI defense. Right, Wes? Is that?
That's correct. Yeah, this guy is setting a precedent that will be used in courts for decades and centuries to come.
There were too many curves on the road.
Yep. Well, it's too many curves in his life.
Name it on the road.
Can't wait to hear about that. Mark's got a scientifically confirmed suspicion in the hole.
That's right. I do. And I feel like a jerk because I didn't get the soccer. I feel like I have to go change because you had a theme.
No, I mean, there's really no theme. I was just wearing a soccer jersey. I forgot the theme. Sorry, That's on me. But it was just because I was working on the fifth cup of coffee in the row.
It's a busy week.
The theme
That's
could
a busy
just be
week.
The theme could just be if you go 5 in a row, you get one spin off. That could also
I think we'll take you off the wheel for coffee on Monday tonight. Yeah, sounds good.
Okay. Is that
yes?
We're wearing soccer jerseys.
Yeah. No, Pat's got the Atlanta United. Nice.
Well, I didn't know. I didn't get the memo. All right, I'm gonna go change.
Wes has lead.
I think that's a good idea. I mean, it's just gonna feel weird otherwise.
Okay.
It does. It feels.
The memo came in late.
Mark.
Honestly,
Yeah, and that's my fault for not having the theme, ready. So, but Pat, your jersey's nice. Atlanta United.
Yeah, shout out to the folks at Atlanta United for hooking this one up. Cool gear. Never seen an Atlanta United game, but got lots of gear.
Yeah. Well, I mean, we're Americans, so we haven't seen a lot of soccer games, right?
That's true.
Pat's got the high five batting cleanup as always this week with the high five.
You're damn right. We're going to be looking into what the effect that makes some of the fake news videos that we've been doing so effective and popular on social media.
Oh, lovely.
I saw that the Wes's of the Indian 7-Eleven owner has just become a real story at this point. People just
right.
It's viral.
Well,
yeah,
that's one of the ones we're getting into.
It's been posted so many times, and people just think it's real every time.
Yeah, it's amazing.
That's what we're getting into, because it's pretty interesting, a psychological experiment. I mean, obviously the video is going viral because it's funny as shit, but I think it's getting an extra punch because of the way it's affecting people. We're going to get into that.
Beautiful. Yeah, I bet they're affected. Speaking of the work that we do on the podcast, to make jokes and whatnot, patreon.com/hardfactor to get the weekly bonus podcast, Hive Hour, Florida Man Friday. We've been doing some work on there, like pen paling with female inmates. And then also, most recently, we were harassing ChatGPT. We do this work so that you don't have to, so you can hear us do it. And you can support us, obviously, also with the Florida Man stories by patreon.com/hardfactor. You get those extra content. It's great.
I feel like this week on the Hive Hour, where we're messing with ChatGPT, I forgot what a skill Mark has. Mark has a very good skill at being able to find a robot's button and push it. He's like a fucking machine. He's like a machine coming up with lines that'll make the robot's head scramble.
It's
pretty
he
awesome.
searches for vulnerabilities constantly.
That was his job.
Right.
Yeah, but it's that's part of it. That's part of it.
Yeah.
But also a big part of it is he can just oh man, he can just
He's mean to robots.
He's mean to he can be mean to robots. Like I was the typist. I was just on a ride and just smiling ear to ear.
Yeah. Mark was definitely
what Mark was telling me to say.
He had the most vicious burns for the robot. Yeah. Being Mark's robot butler would be a tough gig because
tough gig.
Yeah, he'd get inside
Mark's
the
going to be the
robot's
first
head
to go.
so quick. Yeah. So
yeah, robots are going to kill Mark. Like pit bulls and their owners, robots are going to kill Mark.
All right. Are you guys ready to do the news?
Let's do the news, Willie.
Mark's choosing which jersey he's going to put on. And
He's
I
got a lot of
cannot
options.
wait
It's
to
okay.
see. I know he's got several. He's really the only soccer player.
He's put
amongst
2
us.
on and taken 2 off, I think, already.
Well, he's
How
got to
many
get
do you
the
guys
right
think?
one. I mean,
Well, this one, I don't know if it comes through on camera, but is about 2 sizes too small on me.
a little. Wes,
yeah.
mine is also too small, so don't worry.
Mine's too small too.
Okay. Well,
I feel like that's what Mark's going through too.
hey, Mark, is your jersey? Oh, it's a really nice France national team jersey he got. Wow.
Over
that's a
under.
really
I'm
nice
saying he tried 2 on before that one. What do you guys think?
All
I
right.
couldn't find my other ones. This is very snug.
Yeah,
Okay.
we're
Well,
all
all right.
wearing-
We're all snug. We're all too
all
fat for our
uncomfortable
soccer
in our-
jerseys.
This is like 2 sizes too small.
Yeah,
There you go.
Mine is too.
Didn't even have to
Me
make
too.
the theme. We all just outgrew our soccer jerseys.
The
So,
theme is snug soccer jersey.
theme is wearing a soccer jersey that's a little too tight for you.
Something wrong with our washing machines, I think.
Well, look, this is when France only had like 1 star. This is an old one.
Yeah. Yeah. Well, a couple body sizes ago for all of us, these shirts. Okay. Let's do the news. Cup of coffee in the big time is up first.
Yeah, cup of coffee in the big time.
Trending news stories. But first, a fun fact related to some trending news that we'll talk about in a second. But did you know that sex is viewed as a basic human right in the Netherlands, and citizens with disabilities can get government funding to pay for sexual assistance up to 12 times per year?
That's a whore
Come
fund.
on, dude.
Yeah.
That's
Yeah, but
incredible.
it's like when you could get medical grade cannabis only, right? It's like a medical grade prostitute.
It's a whore
dude, you
grant.
can probably pay. You can pay for. Yeah, Wes, you're correct. It's
Right,
a
okay.
whore stipend.
Yeah.
But okay, it could be that, or do you think it's like? Do you think it's like here's $200, or do you think it's like here's a list of the ladies
No,
from
you're gonna-
which you can choose?
No way that they restrict you, but those girls would have to be clean if they're on the government list. You would assume.
I like to think that the government provides the ladies. I like to think that there's a special job.
Well, I think you probably just get a pass up in the red light. They're like, go
Did you
have
look
at
up-
it.
I think
boss,
they give you
know?
a check, and then you can either use it for milk or whores.
Did you look up fun facts Netherlands because you have a Netherlands jersey on?
Not only that, Mark.
Yeah.
Netherlands is trending. So
Okay.
that's the reason the soccer jerseys that were all too fat to wear actually started with me needing to squeeze into this Netherlands one just because they were trending.
Perfect.
That's the most progressive thing I've ever heard, I think.
Oh
It's-
yeah, the
so
Netherlands.
it's
yeah.
1.7
They're
million
pretty good.
Dutch get it. It looks like 1.7 million total.
Their
Here,
weed
how does
policy
it
could be
work?
better because it's like only legal in Amsterdam and nowhere else. But other than that, yeah, they got
Got
some
it.
good
Okay.
ideas.
Here we go. In the Netherlands, there are various organizations where people who can be described as, quote, erotic service providers work, and that's who fucks the disabled folks.
Yeah, that's everybody in the red light district. Yeah.
I don't know how progressive that is because isn't prostitution the oldest profession?
The fact that the government gives you money for whores is very progressive.
It's very Wes's shack. It's got a big time.
Yeah, it
Wes's
is.
shack.
Yeah.
Also,
Maybe
the
that's-
nurse hand
maybe
job,
that's where
it's
you need to
kinda-
take Wes's
It's
shack to.
also the nurse hand
I mean,
job
we can
idea.
take it
This
there.
is kind of like it's a mix. They kind of think like us over there in the Netherlands.
Yeah, they're sex nurses.
This is interesting.
They get it.
So,
People
a
are
sex
horny.
care worker can be hired for a fee by a family member or social professional or by the person themselves. But if you're super disabled, you have to appoint someone to be your sex lady picker.
Well, right, because they
And
need to know
They book
how
for
to-
you.
If you're too disabled to book, that's great for the women having to bang these people.
Well, plus,
Did he book it himself? Be honest.
That person.
Yeah,
Well, Mark, these are professionals.
I know.
They see a job, they get it done. All right. So these guys, they're getting help
I'm going to dig into this more.
up to 12
This is-
times a year.
This is incredible.
Oh, man, sometimes clients want
What's
to learn
that,
how to
Wes?
masturbate.
I said
They
this
help
is
with
incredible.
that.
Right.
So if you get in like a car accident, God forbid, have some lifelong injuries, you need to get your ass to the Netherlands.
Guys, okay, I got it. They're
Immediately.
not considered.
Yeah.
They're not considered prostitutes. It's separate. Sex care workers are not regarded as prostitutes. They're seen as professionals who care for the disabled.
I might start my citizenship application right now for later in life.
Yeah, just
It's
to
a different
switch
pool.
over once
Yeah.
you're
That
ready.
you're swimming in.
Yeah. I
Yeah,
want
we're
to
on
be
our
ready.
way to disability. pretty
How many
much.
guys are faking? How many guys are faking disabilities to get into that sex care worker pool?
A lot.
Yeah.
Yeah.
He's like, a lot of people are fake being blind and like, not that one. Wait,
it's like a medical marijuana
Sexual
card. Man.
assistance. I wonder what is anything on the table when you go to the
It says,
professional
Will,
or-
the cursory reading I'm doing, you can be taught how to masturbate. It's not just sex. Anything's on the table, it sounds like.
yeah.
Okay.
Hey, my mouth isn't disabled if you want to sit on my face, sweetheart, you know?
That's probably
All right,
comes up
now-
a lot.
Move up just an inch.
Wait, I can't move you. You're going to have to move yourself.
Just an inch up.
Assisted suicide by prostitute.
Yeah, no shit.
Netherlands. They're ahead of their time. Yeah. So not only that, but Amsterdam, they are currently protesting right now the introduction of a digital euro over privacy concerns.
Uh-oh.
See them all in the streets there. They're like,
Look
"We
how
don't want
peaceful
the
they are.
Euro."
They're all high.
This is a protest?
Yeah.
Yeah, well,
looks like a
man,
walk.
they're chill.
Yeah. Looks like they're commuting.
Yeah, they're just chill. They're not assholes. They
We
just
are,
like walk around.
we are furious about
Yeah.
this.
They're going to get
But
nothing
also
done with this
high.
attitude.
Also high and have delicious cheese that we just ate. Yeah, so
Waffle?
waffle too. Imagine that, personal and sexual freedom and privacy. It's almost like they fought a world war, or a couple of them.
This guy in the gray hair needs to start faking his disability.
Big time. Big time. I will say this: the digital currency thing. If the state's currency or the euro, right, the government recognized currency becomes digital, that will be bad because you can trace digital currencies. It takes usually an expert to figure out how to do it, but people will figure out how to fucking do it. So if
it's
cash
scary.
goes away,
Well,
It's
if they're,
scary.
the fact that
Yeah.
they're tracking all the cash, right, means that they would have the database of activity, which means that they would then be
talking about
vulnerable
digital
to an
cash, right?
attack, right? Somebody could get all that data. Yeah, so no, it's definitely concerning. The Dutch, as always, ahead of their time. They got their heads in the right place usually. Those Dutch. Yeah. And speaking
up
of
a
Europe,
sex care worker's ass.
Yeah.
yeah,
That's where they got
right
their
on
heads.
there.
I noticed in the digital currency you used more than your allotment of disability sex this year. Looks like. Yeah. You could track that.
Yeah, well,
So
yeah.
now
I
I'm
mean,
gonna fuck you.
Yeah.
you could probably just pay for it too because it's legal. If you went your overages, like which is nice. It's a benefit of.
There's
anyway.
guys in line booing. They're like, "What are you doing? Go use the disability service. This guy's gonna take forever."
You don't wanna get
Because the-
stuck behind
because
him.
the guy in the front in
Yeah.
a wheelchair.
Someone help him in. It's like helping put your like someone's luggage they can't put in the overhead. Someone wheel his ass in there.
That is probably why they
like-
have to have separate places.
Yeah.
'cause
It's like walking into a convenience store behind Wes.
Yeah.
yeah, red light is pretty cutthroat. Like
Gotta be fast.
The,
Yeah.
the hot girls with the good windows. There's a big line, and guys are.
Well, I might as well get to know you since we're going to go after each other here.
Yeah, since we're gonna be Eskimo brothers pretty soon here. Yeah. And speaking of Europe, you guys like pizza? Ever heard of
Yeah.
Italy's
Yes.
greatest invention? Pizza
Yes.
pie. Well, Pizza Day, National Pizza Day in the United States, was Thursday, February 9th, which is why we're recording this episode. And in honor of that day and sticking to New Year's resolutions in general, personal trainer Ryan Mercer, 34, from Northern Ireland, decided to prove that he could lose weight while eating 10 slices of homemade pizza every single day. And he did it. He lost 7.5 pounds while eating 2 pita pizzas, 2 salads, and 1 dough pizza, 10 slices total per day, breakfast, lunch, dinner. And he did it to prove that living healthy and losing weight doesn't have to suck, doesn't have to mean restrictions. And now he's doing the same thing with a 30-day burger diet. And he's a personal trainer, so at the end of the day, he really just got a spray tan and a haircut and worked out really hard while eating pizza.
Right.
But still cool that you could not gain a ton of weight while eating pizza every single meal.
Yeah, fuck this guy, right? I mean, fuck this guy, right?
I mean, a lot of the feedback is negative for Ryan out there. I don't think he
Right.
thought this one through all the way. Right. So
No, he's an asshole.
I mean,
Yeah.
more
what I
bad
can
than
do.
good.
Yeah.
More bad than good, right? That he did.
I mean, he
I agree with you,
means well. He means well.
Does he? I think he
I
just wanted
think-
the clout, man. Fuck this guy.
I
Look,
mean, he's
look,
doing
the way I
burgers now.
feel in this
think
France jersey, I'm furious with this guy.
It's the equivalent of, hey, fatties,
I
guess
hate
how many
this guy.
push-ups I can do.
Yeah.
Look how many
You know?
pizzas I could eat and still lose weight.
Eat them all. Still got
Yeah.
the
All I'm
fucking
thinking about
herbs.
is which pizza I'm going to eat later.
Yeah, this past.
Just
Yeah,
found
what I
out.
can
Happy
do.
National Pizza Week.
Yeah, I just found out. So,
It's like
Wes, if you make
it's
it
like a
yourself, if you make it yourself, it may be healthier. That's what he says. And
I'm not
if
eating
you-
pita pizza. That's not pizza.
He says it took meticulous planning. Yeah, and pita pizzas. Right.
it's like a regular guy showing up to play wheelchair basketball. Effectively, is what it is.
Yeah.
Check it out. Just dunking on him.
He's beat Bobby Flay.
Yeah, he has beat Bobby Flay. He
You're
comes to
talking about
town.
Ryan Mercer versus diabetics, like in
So I'm just,
general?
or Eddie. Well, he's already fucking fit, and he's like, I can eat and I can eat whatever I want, you assholes.
Hey, who makes the best chicken wings in town?
Yeah.
Oh, I'm gonna make better ones.
I'm gonna
Oh,
eat
ruin
all
their
the shit you
business.
eat and still look like this.
Yeah. Well, I think again, I watched a few of his videos. I genuinely think he means like he thinks this is a positivity for somebody. But yeah, I mean, a lot of the feedback has been exactly what you guys are saying. Yeah.
Maybe if you released a workout plan along with this and like, some kind of guide for free instead of just being like, hey, you can eat as much as you want basically and still lose weight. That's
He's
just
really
the
more
wrong
bragging-
message to 99% of people.
You're right,
Well,
Wes. He's bragging about the number of
when I said you, I
slices
meant
he eats.
I.
Yeah.
I think he ate 6 slices a day and worked out 4 hours a day.
Yeah, he worked out a ton.
Yeah.
Maybe, but he claims that when you work out that much, you got to feed that furnace. This guy's got quite a six pack.
And your ego,
pretty
apparently.
thick.
And your ego is just hungry too. Michael Phelps used to eat like 10,000 calories a day. So
Right. But see, like, Mark, I talked to a personal trainer recently, a friend of mine. I was talking about, like, you got any tips to get fit? And he referenced that. People reference that all the time. He's like, it's not working out. You'll never be Michael Phelps. Michael Phelps did some damage with that shit because he's like, I burn this many calories a day. It's so hard to burn that many calories a day. I mean, you have to fucking be swimming miles and miles and miles every day, right?
Well,
It's
also,
not
when you have a
much
lot
that
of
goes
muscle.
into it.
When you have a lot of muscle on your frame, that burns a lot of calories just
Yeah,
sitting
for
around.
sure. And also eating like frequently can also help. You can eat more, whatever. But he ate like 1,800 to 2,100 calories a day during the weekday, and then on the weekends he claimed 2,700. He claims he just basically, if he stuck very strictly to this thing, he knew he'd lose a little.
I'd
bit
like
of
to
weight.
move on from this guy. To be
Yeah, I hope he
honest.
loses his job.
Yeah,
Yeah, no.
I hate this guy.
No, guys, I was trying to move on, and I just,
Sorry.
we got stuck there a little
No,
bit.
we just hated him so much.
Yeah.
Yeah, I mean, I understand. I understand.
Oh, yeah.
It's okay, guys. Happy National Pizza Weekend, everybody. And
Well,
what
that's
goes good with
more like
pizza? And what goes good with pizza is sports. And trades are going down with the Rangers getting the All-Star forward Vladimir Tereshchenko from the Blues in the NHL and hockey. I know you guys probably don't know what that means, but it's big for the Rangers. Leading up to the NHL trade deadline on March 9th. And in the NBA, the trade deadline was Thursday, February 9th. And now the Houston Rockets are an entirely new team, like all together. The Bucks, Lakers, Warriors, Clippers, Sixers, Pelicans, Grizzlies, Nuggets, Raptors, Celtics, and Hawks all made moves on the trade deadline day. And Kevin Durant escaped the Nets to join Devin Booker, Chris Paul, DeAndre Ayton, and the rest of the Phoenix Suns.
Holy shit! What happened in Brooklyn this past week?
He's got
What
decimated.
happened? Yeah.
Doesn't Jay-Z own Brooklyn?
Part
of it.
Yes. Yeah.
What's
Plus,
his
that
problem?
stadium is sick, dude. Barclays Center, it's like right in the right neighborhood. It's kind of new.
I think they
It's
have a
fucking
couple
nice.
LSU guys now. They got like some young players and they got Crowder also from the Suns. But
I mean, the Suns absolutely have to win, right? Like they've gotten to the finals and the conference finals the last 2
and
years.
now they get KD. Yeah,
And they added KD. They have
it
to.
feels
win.
like the Warriors adding KD a little bit, except the
Yeah.
Warriors were way better already.
right. This is like almost that, but they should still
Almost.
win, like the Warriors did with him.
You gonna repeat your son's future bet, Mark? Is that what you're saying?
I wish I had.
Yeah,
Not-
before
now it's
this
going to be
happened,
terrible
right?
odds.
Now the
yeah.
odds will be bad. Yeah.
Yeah.
All right. You guys want any more breaking down? I know none of us are like huge hockey or
No,
basketball.
I mean the West just got so strong with the Mavericks and Suns are so much better. Yeah.
Right, and everybody in the West was making trades. Yeah, and then the Mavs, right? Obviously, Luka and Kyrie, crazy in the NBA. It sets up a great though, like end of the season, postseason run.
Yeah.
All right, a couple of sad ones. Unfortunately, we cursed Harry Whittington last week, bringing him up during the high five. We didn't even know his name, and he died shortly after. At the age of 95, he is the man who Dick Cheney shot in the back with a shotgun.
No
We
way.
never mentioned him on the show before.
way.
No,
Last
we mentioned
Friday.
him. We mentioned him. His granddaughter's a friend of mine. That's sad. I didn't know that.
Oh, okay. Sorry.
I think
Pat.
Pat even
RIP.
said like he's still alive somehow. Like,
Yeah, no, I googled it because
Yeah.
he's
On
a
the
legend.
show.
And
immediately
It was
afterwards.
Pat who did it, yeah.
yeah, Pat killed
February
him.
7th.
well, now I'm not going to say I'm sorry to his granddaughter.
No, you might have to say.
I was just Googling that how your grandfather was alive last week.
I was shocked. I
Crazy.
said on the show, I'm shocked he's
Yeah,
alive.
It was crazy.
Right.
I was just found out.
So
he was alive
is it a
and now
hard
he's dead.
factor curse? That's what many of the listeners are wondering.
We killed the queen and now this guy.
Yeah.
What was that guy's name again? The pizza guy, Will?
Yeah, say it out loud.
Ryan Mercer.
Bye, Ryan.
All right. Also, U.S. Senator from Pennsylvania, John Fetterman was sadly back in the hospital after being lightheaded this week. And the good news is the doctor said it's not another stroke. They just reminded John how to breathe, that he needs to breathe, and things seem to become okay again. So
The air's
PR
thin up
person's like,
there.
did I say light-headed? I meant tiny-headed.
One of the bolts fell out of my head.
Yeah.
What do I do?
Dude, I'll tell you what. Speaking of politics, we're gonna miss it because it's happening like right now. But Santos is on Newsmax. A long.
Oh yes, he's doing
tonight.
TV now. Love it, love it. We'll have to cover that on Monday's podcast. But Santos, we got to him a lot yesterday. But we need to talk about some other politicians today. And speaking of Dick Cheney, here is a Frog of War segment he would be super proud of. It turns out that the USA probably blew up the Nord Stream pipeline along with Norway and some other people maybe because that pipeline that runs from Russia to Germany and vice versa in the Baltic Sea blew up on September 26, 2022. And it may sound crazy, but don't take it from me. Take it from Pulitzer Prize winning U.S. journalist Seymour Hersh. And he says that at least one high-level source with direct knowledge of all of this that went down has told him that the Biden administration used Navy divers, U.S. Navy divers, to plant the C-4 bombs on the Nord Stream pipelines last summer at the BATLOPS, B-A-T-L-O-P-S, all caps, 22 NATO training exercise in last summer of 2022. And that they did it in a way to avoid using special ops that way that would require congressional report and acknowledging the actions that were taken. So apparently that's why it was done this way.
Off the books mission, yeah.
Right, during a training exercise. He claims that the CIA and Norway, the Norwegian government, helped President Biden and his staff, the three people who allegedly did the most on this project were Victoria Nuland, Jake Sullivan, and Anthony Blinken. Hersh claims the CIA and Norway helped President Biden and those staff hatch the plan with the military and then execute it, and that they didn't even really try to hide it that much. And I'm going to show you guys some examples. Take, for example, a couple of flashbacks to the Russian invasion window watch of 2022. In January, nearly 2 months before Russia invaded, U.S. Undersecretary of State Victoria Nuland said this about the pipelines.
With regard to Nord Stream 2, we continue to have very strong and clear conversations with our German allies, and I want to be clear with you today. If Russia invades Ukraine, one way or another, Nord Stream 2 will not move forward.
Okay.
One way or another.
Whoa.
You talking about bombing?
Say that for sure. Where does your confidence come from on that?
As I said, we've had
Let's just
extensive
say
consultations
we'll do a
at
deep
every
dive
level
into it.
with our German allies. I'm not going to get into the specifics
just say
here
the
today,
results will
but
be
we will work
explosive.
with Germany to ensure that the pipeline does not move forward.
It'll go swimmingly.
Yeah, I said almost 2 months. That was January 27th. So that was almost exactly 1 month before.
Why were they
Russia
saying that shit out
invaded
loud?
Ukraine.
Well, okay.
Yeah.
So possible, Willie. Possible for sure.
Well,
I do want to say one
Pat,
thing.
let's keep watching. There's more, Pat. And in February, just a couple weeks after Victoria Nuland said that, and still before Russia invaded Ukraine, President Joe Biden himself said this.
Germany, if Russia invades, that means tanks or troops crossing the border of Ukraine again. Then there will be no longer Nord Stream 2. We will bring an end to it.
Guys, why are you saying this shit out loud?
He just put the legal definition of invasion out there.
Exactly. Since the project and control of the project is within Germany's control.
Wouldn't that be an act of war?
We will, I promise you, we'll be able to do it.
So let's just say we'll seal the pipeline off.
Yeah.
All right.
He smiles at the end.
He does, yeah.
This is so bad.
Yeah.
I
So
was gonna say, Willie, that
fuck
old
them.
journalists sometimes go crazy. Like it happens a lot.
Hirsch is
Like
85.
Gay
He's even
to-
older
like gay
than
to
Biden.
lease.
yeah,
but-
sure.
Yeah.
I'm sure that he's just nuts, and all of these coincidences and all the things that the Biden administration was openly saying.
He
are
might
just
believe
totally
things more now that he's
inconsequential.
85. He might be able to get tricked better than his
It
Polish.
does
Potentially-
happen. It does happen.
potentially-
Old journalists do get crazy.
Potentially,
What's the
after
problem?
explosion.
What's the
What's that,
problem?
Wes?
What's
The problem is we blew up Russia's main gas
Fuck
pipeline.
them.
and
Yeah,
they-
to
an
cripple
act
them
of
because
war.
they invaded a country.
It's an
Right.
act of
What's
war.
the problem?
Well, they invaded a country which is an act of war, and we wanted
But we
to.
didn't want to get in the war. Now we're going to be.
No,
in
of course
the
we're
war.
in a proxy war with them, but I
We're
don't
in a
know.
proxy war with so many people. Yeah.
If we get proven to have done this, which I don't know, it's looking like 50-50, and it's not looking
50-50. Let's
Yeah,
keep
it's not
going
looking
with
great.
the tape.
All right, let's keep going.
After
It's
the
not- it's bad,
explosion
Wes.
in
fuck
September,
that.
at the time of the explosion in September, Secretary of State of the United States, Anthony Blinken, said this about the explosion.
This is also a tremendous opportunity. It's a tremendous opportunity to once and for all remove the dependence on Russian energy, and thus to take away from Vladimir Putin the weaponization of energy as a means of advancing his imperial designs. That's very significant, and that offers tremendous strategic opportunity for the years to come. But meanwhile, we're determined to do everything we possibly can to make sure that the consequences of all of this are not borne by citizens in our countries, or for that matter, around the world.
We're trying to keep it secret.
We're going to blow up the pipeline.
Yeah. Let's just say.
Didn't you say Germany
Let's just
helped with
say
this, though?
it'll be a blast.
How you plan on doing that? Cracks his knuckles.
No, that was after it had already been blown up.
No, I know.
So
But
he's-
the other
he's-
ones. Well, how
Yeah.
are you? What exactly are you saying? I don't know.
I'm saying I'm happy as
The
fuck it
bomb.
blew up, right? Aren't you?
Yeah.
And finally, here's Undersecretary of State Victoria Nuland's latest thoughts on the matter.
Senator Cruz, like you, I am, and I think the administration is very gratified to know that Nord Stream 2 is now, as you like to say, a hunk of metal at the bottom of the sea.
Oof, pretty happy. Oof.
Yeah, so they did it.
Pretty
So they did it.
happy.
Yeah, they
It
did.
seems like we might have done it.
Cool.
Right.
They absolutely did.
Right. So not only that, all the politicians
Cool job for a
gloating
Navy
about
guy,
it-
too. Great mission.
Oh
Yeah, great mission for them. But it could technically be considered an act of war, I'm sure, by Russia, right? Not only that, but a delayed detonation would have apparently been required since the bombs, the C4s planted back at that training exercise over the summer, and the explosion wasn't until late September. So,
I mean, what would we do if Russia did this to our main pipeline?
right, think about that. So, but just
is
to
not good.
seal it,
We
just
talk
to
about how
seal
powerful Putin
just
is.
to seal the evidence of why we probably us with Norway did this. A delayed detonation would have apparently required an air buoy drop over the explosives that had already been planted, but right before detonation. Sorry, and a Norwegian P-8 plane made a quote unquote routine surveillance buoy drop in the area of the detonation on September 26, 2022, and a few hours later, the pipelines exploded.
So, Willie, you're saying that they were fucking around in the pipeline pre-war and put an insurance charge?
No.
in there?
So apparently the plans to deal with the pipeline started before Russia invaded Ukraine. Then,
Right.
and that happened at the end of February 2022. Then in the summer, the U.S., along with Norway's help, planted the bombs, allegedly. This is according to the journalist Seymour Hersh, and whoever his source is. And then in September 26th, that is when the remote detonation would have occurred.
Okay.
There you go.
I don't like it.
So, I mean, the fact is that nobody besides NATO and the Biden administration really benefit from this move. So the world is looking
What I want to know,
the
Will,
White House
is
for answers.
are we or whoever did it going to get away with it? Is what I
hurts
want
Yeah.
Russia.
Sounds like not, Mark.
because we don't want to go to war with Russia, right?
It takes away a lot of their finances, right? So they can't.
It
continue
hurts
to
Russia
fucking-
tremendously. 'Cause
Yeah,
they
exactly.
Can't sell
So,
gas to Europe.
so it's like everyone has sympathy for Ukraine and they want to help Ukraine, but we did something that really cripples Russia. And now we're scared
But
of Putin.
we're the ones that set the bombs off. It's not like we.
I understand that, but
we should
Putin's
have
crazy
told
anyway.
You, we should have been like, "Hey, Ukraine, why don't you get your best divers down there?"
It's
and
an
you
act of
guys
war. It's a
fucking do
violation of international law. And so that's
got
why
better
they don't
divers,
want to.
though.
That's why they don't want to own up to it. The White House has said it's nothing but lies to this point, but nothing else. But pretty clearly, it seems like they've done it, right? I mean,
I like
There's
it.
a difference between telling Russia to stop and giving Ukraine aid, and then actually going and destroying their main source of income.
right? Because if these aren't lies, then we have potentially one of the most militarily aggressive
good.
presidents of all time in the Oval Office right
All
now.
right, Will's worked up now. We got him. I
I want to say one thing really quick. If you're one of these Navy divers that did this, and you're at a bar a
mouth
lady
shut.
hears that you committed an act of war, it's game over for that night for you, buddy. Whatever you want, you take your pick.
Oh yeah.
Did he
It's
say
like,
committed an act of
It's like you're
war?
a disabled guy into the Netherlands at that
Oh my
point.
God, fish in a barrel.
Yeah.
Sex
I
care
just want you to
workers.
sit on my face there.
Call
the
us
office.
professionals. Yeah. Maybe that's how
committed
it
an
got out.
act of
Who knows?
war.
But it seems like the truth is definitely.
I can
should've
hold.
just let
Yeah, I'm
them
a
have the
diver.
pipeline then,
I can
guess.
hold my breath for 8 minutes. I'll show you. Why don't you sit on my face there?
His act of war makes me want to be an act of war.
Yeah.
We should have just let them keep pumping in billions that they can use on the war. Then I guess.
So Wes, what? Okay, totally
So
understand.
Wes wants to go with war with Russia.
No, I
That's
don't
the
want to
whole
go with
point
war
is-
with Russia. I want to punish Russia for what they
That's
did.
what this is an act of war against.
I think
Russia.
everyone. I think
I
the
don't think
four of us
Russia
here
has. I
are
don't think-
against Russia's invasion of Ukraine,
Yeah.
but. Oh, you're not, Pat. Okay.
No,
but,
100%. Come on,
but
I'm not a monster.
we had the opportunity to enter a war with them. We didn't want to for probably obvious reasons. And now, if we're doing secret missions and getting caught, Russia's going to be like, "You're in the war," right? That's
If
the
Russia
problem.
didn't think we were in the war already with how much shit we're sending Ukraine, then I mean I don't
We've
know.
been in the war
So
since
you
fucking
like being lied
since
to by the
Gorbachev
government,
left.
and the government.
No, I know the
committing
government
acts,
lies to us
constantly,
constantly, but I also
behind
am kind of
the
glad that
entire world's back,
they're
and you
not
think
letting
that's
Russia
okay?
have this billions of dollars that they can then again use to go in other countries.
All right. So Wes is for the move.
I
Wes
like
is
that. I
for
like
the
that they're
covert
chopping off
ops
Russia's
that got caught.
chopping off Russia's nuts a little bit. I like
I
that.
wish someone else had done it besides us.
Well,
If it
sure,
was
okay,
us.
I'll
If it
agree.
was
I'll
us.
agree with that.
Yeah.
But I
Couldn't
like
we have
I
had
like
Germany
the act.
do it, or
To
they
me, it's
probably wouldn't
pretty
have done it.
fucking disgraceful when you try to claim
They're the
to
ones
be
that got
the moral
hurt
high
too.
ground. Honestly,
No one
are
can
we
claim the moral.
selling-
No
are we
one can
selling
claim the
Europe-
moral high ground anywhere in the world when it comes to war. Or
Are we
like,
selling Europe
I mean,
gas? Now we were talking with Intern
yes.
Jackson.
They
Now
buy
we're selling
mostly from America.
Now we're selling
America. It's two
Europe
birds,
gas.
one stone. We
Yeah.
made money and messed with Russia. So yes, and the people who knew it was going to happen would have made a lot of money from the people who benefited, right? The stocks. So,
well,
It's scary stuff, is all I'm saying. Now, Russia does look like little bitches in this war against Ukraine, but what if they get China to jump in as well? I'm not.
well,
yeah.
what? How
They-
many
they
people in
also
the world
have
are going to be upset with the United States when they find out that we
Yeah.
fucking did this?
And they have nuclear weapons and stuff.
It's ridiculous. It's ridiculous to think that this is okay, in my opinion. Which brings us to better news in.
The cream of the crop!
And guys,
Cream of
there's
the
a
crop?
new
Jeez.
trend sweeping the nation, and it's called the Borg. So, Mark, listen up.
Oh.
It's half of your last
I didn't
name.
know.
Yeah.
What is it?
It,
Hey.
it
What does it do?
stands.
sweeping the nation.
I wish that it was just Mark sweeping the nation, but it stands for Blackout Rage Gallon. That's what Borg stands for.
That's not too far off.
Blackout Rage Gallon. Yeah. So, and college campuses.
That's what they
across
called
the
me in
nation-
college.
Right. So maybe it did come from you.
Yeah.
And college
Everyone's going
campuses
to be there.
across the nation.
Skeeter, Dave, Rage Gallon.
Rage God. Borg. Get over here, Borg.
Yeah, college campuses across the nation are under attack from these Borgs. And what people do to make them is half water, at least 1/5 of the gallon being of vodka. And I learned researching this that stands for 1/5 of a gallon. But people do more. Some people do half and half. Caffeinated flavor enhancers and powdered electrolytes. It's just a party in a jug, basically. The
That's
Borg.
amazing.
Here's
Oh,
a
It's like
couple
your
of
own
girls holding them.
personal somewhat hydrating jungle juice that you can walk around with in your own gallon.
Right.
That's
the Borg.
amazing. I mean, it's bad. It's scary, but I love it. I love it. It's called the Borg. You know what you need to do with those? Have you guys seen the TikTok trend, the wraparounds?
No.
You got to do a wraparound with the Borg. So there's the original sound, which is on TikTok all the time, is this old guy, this old alcoholic, and he's sitting in a chair and he's got like a beer, and he goes, "I'm gonna do wraparound," and he wraps it around his head, and then he chugs it and he goes, "Wrap around."
Right?
Yeah,
Maybe a Borg wraparound.
Borg
would be
wraparounds up.
legendary.
Man.
He needs to add the Borg to it.
Dude, think about how think about this seriously. It's crazy to me that where we are today, that kids are making like obviously something to get fucked up. That's nothing new. But with electrolytes, right, and water, right, so you don't feel as shitty the next day. Like that's pretty revolutionary compared to when we were in college.
Is it though? College and older age. I mean, people did prickly pear. College and older age TikTok users are claiming it's a quote unquote harm reduction strategy to prevent hangovers, as Pat points out. But doctors and everyone with eyes are warning Borg fans to understand that alcohol is definitely dangerous and addictive, right? Because it seems like this is just a way to pretend that drinking is healthy, the Borg, for the most part.
I feel like it's safer, too, because if you have your own personal Borg and you hold it, it's less likely to get roofied as opposed to a huge jungle juice thing at a party that's spiked, right?
Right. So Borgs are basically to not get mouth herpes or roofied. Right.
Guys, at the same point, like unless you were a fucking creep, you weren't monitoring how much a female was drinking in college. But if you see a lady, like the photos we'll put up, are chicks just cruising around party hopping with a gallon jug of Borg.
We're so late.
Like, you know that she's a party girl.
Oh, she's got a Borg?
Yeah.
Oh, bro. You know she's down for what abs consensual.
That's very
she's
dangerous
got a Borg.
too. Yeah, it's very dangerous too, because if you have a picture of a girl with a Borg, that's like that's
admissible in court.
That's admissible in court. Yeah.
Yeah.
That's dangerous.
No, that was my Borg. She was holding it.
Yeah, right.
Yeah, but Wes,
look
if
at
you
her.
had a sweet...
She had a Borg.
She's not that type of girl.
Your Honor. Yeah. But if you had a sweet Borg, you might want the judge to see the name of it, because people name it stuff like Borgasm, Sponge Borg,
Come on,
Our
baby.
Borg and Savior, Borgingham Palace, Soldier Borg, Brown versus the Borg of Education, Heisenborg,
That one's good.
etc. Lots of good ones. So you make your Borg, you name your Borg, and like I said, it's just the whole point is to avoid mouth herpes, I'm pretty sure.
Borg 9 on your 9th one, Borg 9, like Ernest Borg 9.
Ernest Borg 9, right.
Yeah. Also, I think when you pour in the electrolytes, every TikTok video I saw, when they pour in the electrolytes, they make a point about how healthy it is. They're like, "Oh, I'm going to be so healthy when I'm hammered tonight."
I think for obvious reasons, I'm a big fan of this trend.
Well, right.
Did they say where the name came from?
It might be Trailer
Blackout
Park Boys.
Rage Gallon. It stands for Blackout.
Oh, it's an acronym.
Rage
Okay,
Gallon.
it's an acronym.
Borg.
Okay.
Blackout Rage
I'm
Gallon.
reading Trailer Park Boys in the chat, and I Googled it. And they might have done something similar to this in
Trailer
Did the
Park
Trailer
Borg.
Park Boys invent the Borg?
Potentially. Potentially.
All right. Okay. Well, that's good to know, kids. That's the type of news you can count on here at Hard Factor, keeping you up with what the kids are doing. And
there's the wraparound guy. Can you play it? This guy's the best.
That's the Trailer Park.
Oh, you got to hit.
That's the Trailer Park Boys is the wraparound.
I'm doing the wraparound. Wraparound.
Yeah, that's the alcoholic.
That's okay.
That's the alcoholic. He's like the manager.
That's where the
right?
wraparound's
Trailer
from.
Park manager.
Trailer Park Boys. Okay.
Yeah.
I'm gonna wrap.
This looks like pretty high res footage for Trailer Park Boys. I thought they shot like on like a documentary style.
Look at him going. Look at him doing the wraparound.
Yeah, it was on TV. Like you can watch it on TV. It looks fine.
Pretty good.
Nice.
The wraparound.
You guys trying the Borg or not?
Oh fuck yeah! I'm trying the
Mark's
Borg.
a yes. Wes, you can make a non-alcoholic Borg. They claim. I don't know.
Do a milk jug. Milk jug Borg.
No. Yeah, milk jug over Borg. Yeah.
Powdered caffeine and water? No.
Yeah,
No way.
I'm not trying
No
the Borg
chance.
either. Mark, let us know how it is. Let
I
us
will.
know how the Borg is. And whether you try a Borg or not, you're going to want to eat something first. And no food is as delicious, convenient, or affordable than Factor, America's #1 ready-to-eat meal kit. Factor is here with a great deal to help you start saving time, eating well, and living your best year yet in 2023. Too busy to cook? With Factor, skip the trip to the grocery store and skip the chopping, prepping, and cleaning up. Factor's fresh, never frozen meals are ready in just 2 minutes. So all you have to do is heat and enjoy. No matter your lifestyle, Factor has delicious, flavor-packed meals to help you live it to the fullest with keto, calorie smart, vegan, veggie, and protein plus options on the menu each week. Prepared by chefs and approved by dietitians, these satisfying meals have a rotating menu that pleases everyone, and you can order snacks and smoothies on the side as well. Want to cut back on takeout? Get Factor instead. Not only is Factor cheaper than takeout, but meals are ready faster than restaurant delivery because it's right in your fridge. Get Factor and enjoy clean eating without the hassle. Simply choose your meals and enjoy fresh, flavor-packed meals delivered to your door, ready in just 2 minutes. No prep, no mess. I love the spicy ones. They have a delicious menu. Fantastic stuff. Head to factormeals.com/hardfactor50 and use code hardfactor50 to get 50% off your first box. That's code hardfactor50 at factormeals.com/hardfactor50 to get 50% off your first box.
Nice. Quick shout out to Eric Donahue here before I go to the other ad for buying us all around.
Cheers.
Thank you,
Buying us a
brother.
Borg.
Oh, that's
Well,
one
Mark a
Borg.
Yeah.
Thank you.
Shout out.
It's a Borg. You guys ready for Sunday? Mark, maybe you can break out the Borg on Sunday.
Obviously.
Yeah, I mean, that's probably going to be good. Biggest Sunday in sports. DraftKings Sportsbook, an official sports betting partner of the Super Bowl 57, has all the Super Bowl bets action you need. New customers can bet just $5 and get $200 in bonus bets instantly. Plus, all customers can get in on the Super Bowl 57 excitement with DraftKings Happy Hour Super Boosts. The Borg Boosts, pretty much, is what they are. They're Borg Boosts. Check in the DraftKings Sportsbook app every day between 6 p.m. and 9 p.m. Eastern to see what prop bet will be boosted. And look, I like to put my money on looks. So this year there's a clear, better looking QB, and that is, that's Jalen Hurts.
Jalen Hurts is way better looking than Mahomes,
compared to this goof, Patrick Mahomes.
What do you
Sorry.
have the voice?
My brother's stupid.
Dude. Hurts really is like.
He's model good looking.
Man.
Hurts is like a Navy SEAL diver, compared to Mahomes.
It's embarrassing.
Blow up your pipeline.
That's what makes Mahomes
tubes.
is so relatable because he's such a nerd.
Yeah.
I don't know.
It's
Anyway,
true.
I like that.
He also married his middle school sweetheart. I mean,
Yeah.
I don't know. He's got that brother. I don't know. Will.
I'm just ugly good at football.
I mean, God clearly made Jalen Hurts better, so I'm just gonna have to go with that when I place my wagers on the game.
Not at throwing a football though. He's definitely not
Right.
better at that than Mahomes.
He's also making $6 million a year versus Mahomes is like 29 or something insane.
Well, I
So
think he's on the
let's
last
go
year of his
Hurts.
rookie thing.
He is.
so,
He is.
Yeah.
That's why he's going
Just
to get
wait.
those rushes.
He's going to get
Like,
paid
baby.
after he wins the Super Bowl MVP.
Exactly.
So
And
he's
if
gonna get those
all else
Russian
fails, he has a modeling career ahead of him, so
It's true.
it'll be fine.
I think Mahomes will get a couple through the air though. Don't count him out.
No, it's going to be a good game, but Eagles by 10, 35-25 type thing, 35-28, something like that.
There you go. Download the DraftKings Sportsbook app and use code HARDFACTOR. New customers can bet $5 on Super Bowl 57 and get $200 in bonus bets instantly only at DraftKings Sportsbook with code HARDFACTOR. Minimum age and eligibility restrictions apply. See show notes for more details. All right, guys. There is a saying, and the full saying is, heaven has no rage like love to hatred turned, nor hell a fury like a woman scorned. And that's from
great saying.
William Congreve. He was a playwright, I believe.
He's also just a wise man.
Very wise.
Yeah.
Very wise.
He's had some car windows broken.
Yeah.
Absolutely. Yeah.
Don't you
Some
scorn that
wagon
woman.
wheels
She'll get
demolished.
you back.
Yeah.
Yeah. Was it what era was he?
That
it
was a
car
long
window
time
era?
ago. Yeah, it was a long time ago when he wrote that. I mean, this has been around forever. So ever since women came into existence, pretty much, I think.
A lot of cut up corsets on his front lawn.
Yeah, absolutely. So, guys, let's go to Ukiah, California, where 60-year-old Thomas Patrick Houston has just pulled off the greatest defense of a DUI in the history of mankind, and has, again, set a precedent ruling that will no doubt be referenced in many DUI cases for decades to come. You see, Thomas was pulled over and arrested for DUI. He blew a .11, pretty decently over the .08 legal limit. He was arrested and charged with driving a motor vehicle under the influence and alcohol and driving a motor vehicle with a BAC level of over .08. But Thomas's defense team had a very interesting argument as to why Thomas was driving drunk that night. And this week, he was found not guilty of both counts by a Mendocino County Superior Court jury after a grueling 4-day trial. Here's a picture of the jury deliberating. Thomas's case.
That's 12 angry men. Yes,
is.
come on.
Yeah, it is 12 angry men. But I imagine that 90% of the jury was men after you hear how he got off. So the reason Thomas was acquitted of this particular DUI was because the jury believed the defense argument that Thomas acted out of necessity when he got in his vehicle that night. So what was he doing? Why was he rushing his wife to the hospital after she collapsed as they had some wine? Was he himself having a medical emergency that required him to drive himself to the emergency room slightly blitzed?
No, he was out too late and she wanted him back home.
Close, Mark. No.
Or told to leave.
Yeah.
Nope.
She needed something from the store.
Nope. The act of necessity was that he was escaping two very angry women, his wife and his mistress, that his wife had just caught him cheating with red-handed.
Yeah, this is allowed. Yeah,
because he's fleeing for his life, right? Which actually is legally allowed, right?
Yep.
Wow.
So his wife caught him red-handed, and they say his driving was necessary to allow him to escape the women, It was either stay and get the tongue and slap beating of a life, possibly die, or get in his car and drive to safety. And the jury agreed. They said, yeah. I assume, after they took a look at his wife and the woman, they were like, we would have done the same exact thing, Thomas. And,
we, the jury, find you not guilty. We'd also like to shake his hand. Do they all line up, 12 handshakes?
Look, we've all been there before, okay, bud?
Yeah.
We were really pulling for you. Sorry about that.
We'd like to take a picture with you after.
Yeah.
Hey, what'd you do, man?
Yeah. So,
got any tips?
You got to keep them apart, man. You got to keep them apart. You know that.
I've always wanted to.
Exactly.
I just haven't been able to.
From the article, though, the prosecution.
Tell me what she looked like, honestly, though.
I couldn't find a picture of the wife or Thomas. I actually called the Ukiah police office to see if they could find me a mugshot, and I couldn't find it.
What's the full name, Wes? I'll find it here.
Thomas Patrick Houston.
Thomas Patrick is a tough search. That's a tough search name, but I'll see what
I got into the Mendocino County police search, and I couldn't find it. I don't know what the deal is. Maybe he wasn't booked. I don't know. But
you check Pacer?
No, I didn't check pay. I don't know. I just checked the Mendocino County. So anyway, from the article, prosecution argued the law of necessity is not intended and has never been applied to such a factual situation. The trial judge, nevertheless, allowed the jury to consider the necessity defense as possibility justifying the under the influence driving. So when you have one of these necessity defenses, you have to prove a few things. One, that he acted in an emergency to prevent a significant bodily harm or evil to himself or someone else.
I think they covered that. Yeah.
Right.
Yeah.
He had no legal alternative. And when you look at the website for Ukiah, it's a bunch of fields. There's no Ubers out there. He had no choice. It was either run into the woods or get in his car and flee. I think he made the right choice.
You're not waiting for an Uber there on that situation.
Right. No, you can't. The defendant's driving under influence did not create a greater danger than the one avoided. No, it was life or death. He maybe he might have, killed someone on the road possibly, but that didn't happen, so we're not even going to talk about it. He was fleeing for his life. When the defendant acted, he actually believed that the act of driving under influence with the blood alcohol of 0.11 was necessary to prevent the threatened harm or evil. Okay, again, check. There's a few more. I'm not going to go over them.
Especially with that
He met all the
BAC.
criteria.
Yeah.
I got his number. Do you want to call him?
Yeah.
Yes.
Okay, I'm going to text it to you.
Yeah.
Okay.
Shoot a little text here. Yeah, there's only one of him. So I'm pretty high confidence here.
Okay.
This is his number. Wow. Okay, he's definitely the type of guy that shares his email address with his wife, just so you know.
How old is he? Well, that's a mistake. That's
he's
how he got caught.
He's 60.
Yeah, I'm going to call him right now.
Let me make sure that's a landline. Yep.
Please pick up.
The anticipation's killing me.
Yeah, I'm looking for Thomas, please.
Who's calling?
My name is Wes. I'm with Hard Factor News.
Fuck you.
Are you there? No, we got the fuck you.
Yeah.
That was amazing.
Oh, man. Yeah.
I think that was the right number.
Yeah. I almost said
That was
police
probably,
officer, but then
Laura.
I was like, I'll get in trouble for that.
I think that was
holy
his
shit.
wife, Laura.
That was his
That
wife.
was the wife, yeah.
Yeah, that was his wife.
Wow.
Well, we'll have to come back to that one again.
Oh, man.
She's not over it yet. Yeah,
No,
no,
she ain't
no.
over it,
Fuck
yeah.
you.
Understandably so. Understandably so. That's not. That's tough for her that she's got to pick up that phone number.
Yeah, I mean, I guess the jury figured that, he's going to get that at home, so might as well let him off the DUI.
Yeah, you should, the defense just sends that in.
Yeah.
I mean, do you think there's no way
She
he's
would
getting
kill him,
hounded by
for sure.
reporters?
Yeah, I mean, that was scary, kind of. I'm shaking him in my boots.
We're the
just
only
to
people
be on the
calling
other
him.
end of it. Yeah.
Yeah.
So that's it. That's that. He got off.
good
though,
defense.
so good for him.
What state is that in?
That's California.
I don't think they have a one. I think we can call them all we want.
Nice.
Doesn't matter. All we got was a fuck you.
Yeah, but I'm saying for the future.
For later. For when we call her later.
Maybe a Hive-hour deep dive. We got to get this guy on the phone now.
Yeah.
All right. Speaking of Hive-hour deep dives, I have a follow-up to our Chat GPT conversation on the Hive-hour this week. This is too good not to follow up on timing-wise when I found this story. Humans did what the machine refused to do, as you will hear shortly. So have you guys ever seen like a guy zip by in a fancy sports car and either heard someone say or thought, that guy's compensating for something?
Yeah,
all the time. Usually a
every time
loud
they
car.
do it.
Right. Like that's a common stereotype that guys that get fancy sports cars have small wangs, right? We're all familiar with this.
Or the giant truck, like it's
sure,
almost like a
huge truck with the
monster
huge
truck.
wheels. That's also
like
very
you have
loud.
to like have a ladder to climb into.
Yes,
Right.
and it's loud.
Truck nuts on the back, right?
Right.
My least favorite guy is the guy that
no muffler
that revs underneath the overpass when you're going underneath the overpass because it makes
so that you
it
can
that much
hear it?
louder. I fucking hate that guy.
Right.
Yeah.
So let's stick with sports cars, but you're right about the
Okay.
trucks too. So I personally thought, in the past, it's kind of a dumb cliche stereotype made up by some jealous people that can't afford nice things. But turns out maybe I was wrong because scientists also clearly sick of this flashy small dick, these classic flashy small dick show-offs stealing all their women. It's like clearly one of these scientists I'm about to tell you about had his wife or girlfriend stolen by a guy in a sports car. They did a little research project to see if guys with small dicks preferred sports cars more than guys with big dicks, and it turns out they say they definitely do. In a recent study titled "Small Penises and Fast Cars: Evidence of a Psychological Link," British scientists from the
excellent title. Man, it's a 10 out of 10 thus far.
I know. I mean, like these guys clearly had a vendetta. British scientists from the Department of Experimental Psychology at the University College of London say that after surveying 200 men, they have concluded that men in fast cars are in fact compensating for something.
Wow.
So they'd ask about dong size first, and then they'd be like, "What? So what do you drive?"
Yeah, exactly, Pat. Now you're probably wondering how they knew the size of the guys' penises. Did they make them show them their dongs, both limp and erect, or was it a self-reporting Ecuadorian situation? Right. Turns out it was neither of those. What they did was what ChatGPT refused to do, and they manipulated the average penis size for the two sample groups. Half of the people surveyed were told that, factually speaking, the average penis size for an adult male is 7 inches, and the other half were told the exact opposite, that, factually speaking, in a different room, the average penis size for a male is 4 inches, with it being, somewhere in between, around 5 and some change, as we know from that recent survey, and also from asking ChatGPT on Wednesday, where we also asked ChatGPT to lie and say that the average penis size was smaller to give our fictitious relationship a chance with our fictitious girlfriend because we pretended to have a tiny wang, and ChatGPT refused to do that.
Yeah, we told ChatGPT she's coming. She's going to be at the computer with me just any second now. So please, when I ask you again,
re-ask you, and you're going to say much smaller.
I need you to give different results, okay?
The robot is heartless.
And ChatGPT refused to. But the scientists, they did this. So they claim that they tricked the people, and they don't care how big these guys' penises are. Just by saying one group on average is 7 inches, they know mathematically that a lot of guys in that group are feeling like shit, right? And like, oh my God. And a lot of guys in the 4-inch group are about to hit the bars with newfound confidence. They said, that's all you need to do. Put the seed in of the two different sizes, and mathematically the average guy, there's going to be a lot of sad sacks in this case and a lot of happy dudes in this case, right? That's how they claim they know that this thing worked. So once they set that up, they then asked the participants what style of car they preferred, and the guys in the group that thought they were below average overwhelmingly wanted sports cars all of a sudden, while the guys who thought they were packing were cool with more practical cars. They're like, hey, I'll take a minivan because with this hog, I'm going to be knocking everything up that walks, right? Give me a bus,
I'm not sure if this proves anything, to be honest.
I know, Will. I know.
Who funded this study?
This is the
It's
worst
amazing.
scientific
some
method.
Some guy that's girlfriend left him for a guy.
Right.
Yeah.
Who's got a little dick but just doesn't see what how sports
They
cars are
basically
appealing.
tricked 200 men into answering the way they knew they would.
Pretty much.
I'd like to like the sports cars. I get they seem to be having a good. I don't get it. And
Remember, it's in London, so maybe this type of scenario,
Oh, did you know who reached out to
Tate
Andrew
style.
Tate? Is Steven Seagal. Tate posted a Steven Seagal photo, being proud. He's like, some people are sticking by me. Yeah, Andrew Tate, the biggest fucking loser rapists that there are in Hollywood.
He said that Seagal was the only one who could get through the Romanian government.
Seagal and Tate are two peas in a pod, two small dicks in a sports car. While the other guys, so the other guys that thought their penises were much smaller now were all like, well, I've got nothing else left. I might as well take a fast car that looks good. Sports car. And that's what they're saying happened. No word on if they told these guys the real size after the fact. Hopefully they told the 7-inch group, but let the 4-inch kings continue on their new life journey.
They all just Googled it right afterwards and were like, oh shit.
Yeah.
They tricked me.
Pretty hilarious survey coming out of London.
Right. I just don't get. I mean, I don't know enough, but every time I see that, I'm like, we still got AIDS, man.
Scientists
we still got
have
cancer.
Too much funding. Yeah.
Right, and then they're
We
doing
should be
these
scientists.
studies of how to trick 200 guys into answering exactly like you want them to.
It's a sports car for you, isn't it, sir?
That's what gets you.
Yeah.
Gets you fucking going.
Yeah.
All right. Wait, with some breaking news real quick from Eric. Trending.
Oh, yeah, let's talk about those.
Brett Favre. First of all, Pence has been subpoenaed by the special counsel overseeing the DOJ investigation into Trump. But also, bigger news, QB Brett Favre is suing Shannon, Sharpe, and Pat McAfee for defamatory allegations made over his involvement in a $77 million welfare fraud scheme. That was in Louisiana, right?
He needs that money to give back to the people he stole it from,
Yeah,
so that makes
right.
sense that he's suing.
No,
us.
it happened. It happened in Mississippi.
Mississippi,
that's
right, okay.
That's the one related to where effectively fraud was taking no-show speaking engagements from a crony homie in the government of Mississippi, so they could build a new stadium,
volleyball stadium for his daughter's volleyball team.
Right,
And he worked with this lady who's been involved in a number of schemes from the government, and they stole taxpayers' money, and he was involved in it big time. Yeah.
Yeah. Well, he was the beneficiary. I think his lawsuits are claiming that he didn't have knowledge or whatever. Probably
Bullshit. There's text messages showing he did.
So why would you go burn
Sue
down
us too, you piece
houses
of shit. Brett
in
Favre.
your
Speaking
community?
of little dicks.
Right?
It's true.
Yeah, I mean,
And
that's what I'm saying.
if you
Everyone
sued us,
talked
that
about
would
it.
be a net benefit for us.
Yeah, sue us, you little dick, gene loving bastard.
It was
He
average,
should have
but
been
why
in
would
study
you?
in London?
Yeah.
Why would you sue guys in your own industry? Like, why would you do that? Like, go.
Because
You could have sued anyone.
He needs the money.
Yeah.
Because he
He's gonna
stole all
lose.
the money and he has no money. Yeah.
He's gonna lose big time.
Oh, yeah. Because he's guilty.
He's guilty of sin.
Yeah.
You hear that, Brett?
Yeah.
And that's
Hey,
not
Brett,
allegedly.
fuck you. Sue us.
I wonder if he walked in the case though, because the other person was certainly the most guilty, the lady he worked with, right? So.
Oh, she's toast already.
Yeah.
Right, but I'm saying like
she already
pled
guilty.
It's Mississippi, so she may have fallen on the sword, and they might have been like, "Wow, Brett, boys will be boys. We'll let you go." And then so now with that win, he might be suing people that.
Oh,
had
if
said
I
he
was him,
guilty.
I would have let it ride. You know, like just gone in my sports
I
car
don't
and
know.
driven on past it because he's guilty.
Yeah, but if he got let go in Mississippi, it doesn't matter if he is or isn't. He could win these lawsuits for defamation.
Yeah, well, I mean,
so,
if it goes to court, they're just going to dig up how guilty he is again, though.
Yeah. But I mean, like he's gonna still have the legal win of the not like if he got off whatever
it's back
charges
in the news where
Mississippi
it's
were.
back in the news where he looks like a jackass, and they're gonna dig up all the text again and like.
Yeah, but he doesn't care. He just wants the money. He just wants that $77 million.
Yeah.
Right. I'm looking at a video of Brett Favre driving a Corvette. So I mean, I didn't think it was Corvette level. It was he had a 5-incher. It was fine. A 4-incher maybe.
No, I
mean,
know.
it was-
He had a normal. He had just
any
average,
size dick is fine. Any size dick is fine.
Of course. And
It
I
was
don't
the
think,
giant watch
and I
he
don't
wore
think
made it look pretty.
That was stupid. You
That's
want to wear
true.
like a small,
Huge watch.
from
You know
like
there's
a doll,
guys with,
a doll
you know-
watch and put it in the background.
You know there's guys packing 10 inches that are driving around in sports cars too. It's not every guy in a sports car, you know.
That's right.
Just most of them. All right, guys, let's get into the high five.
It's time for the high five.
It's the end of the week. We made it. Congratulations. It's Friday. Hopefully you're listening to this driving into work. End of the week, going to Super Bowl weekend, or you're listening to us on the way home from work. And if you're in Texas, that probably means you're drinking while driving. A lot of people don't know that, but it's a common thing in Texas to have a roadie waiting for you right when you get in the car to go home from work.
How do you keep it cold?
That's a
out
cultural
there,
thing.
How do you keep it cold in that hot?
Some of those F-150s have cold boxes in them.
You gotta
box.
Or they'll
have
stop. Or they'll
Cold
stop.
box,
But that's why in Texas and Louisiana you walk into a convenience store and they have the open air coolers in the center with
Those are
ice in them.
delicious, yeah.
Right. So you just the coldest beer possible. And that's not what we're talking about. If you don't know what the high five is, if you're new to the show, here's the deal. We cover some things going on in the hive, some things that happened this week. We also cover voicemails, reviews. If you leave us a 5-star review on Apple Podcasts, it's got to be 5 stars. Can't be racist. Can't rank us. We'll read it on the show verbatim. If you use a curse word, you might want to blank it out because a lot of times it don't get through because Apple's nerdy as shit and they got a curse word filter. Also, if you want to leave a voicemail, you can do that, 512-270-1480. I prefer that it's under a minute and asks a question. That's just my rules, baby, but I don't do it every week. It's different for everyone. But let's get into reviews first. Okay. First up, guys. First up review is from Clemson Joe Mass. And Clemson Joe says, refreshing and funny. It's like O&A meets The Daily Show. A funny and lighthearted way to keep up with trending news and obscure headlines. They're just regular dudes cracking jokes about the news. They find humor in every story without shoving politics down your throat. Oh, thanks, Joe Maz from Clemson.
Is O&A like Opie and Anthony?
Opie and Anthony is referring to. It's just been O for a long time. Yeah, Anthony got fired.
Didn't he rape someone?
Yeah. I don't know what he did. I mean, those guys were so controversial for so long. I don't know what he could have done.
He raped his career.
I don't know.
Didn't they have Whip 'em Out Wednesdays? That was that show. Right?
Yeah, that was our hometown. That was our hometown, baby.
They got huge. Well, no, it was 106.7 carried it, but they were doing it from the New York office. They got in big trouble because they had a contest to see who could have sex in the most crazy place that a couple banged in a Catholic church, like the Catholic Church in New York. A lot of people thought it was sacrilegious.
They were funny. They also had funny other like side hosts, like
Jim Norton.
Jim Norton's hilarious.
Yeah. Yeah, man. Anyway, thank you so much. That's the type of guy that does not go to the paw. Doesn't meet at the paw. Clemson Joe Mass. All right. Let's get to the next review. This is from Minor Turtle Boner. Great username. And the title of the review is I Do Love Me Some Bigginz.
Ooh.
Here we go. These big boys pack a punch in a bunch with a crunch to munch. Call me Funch. When they speak fluently are not to be mistaken for the good of caste they may create. Pat is a weird man. I find him funny personally, but a weird man. Pat is a very smart man, but he thinks he's just a tad smarter, which makes for a funny dynamic when mixed with actual geniuses who are balls deep in current news and comedy. It's almost like Will is the hot one, Mark's the sexy one, Larry King is the old one, and Pat is the one.
What review?
That's pretty good.
Wild.
Listener since episode, But I hear about 60% of the shows because I'm busy listening to Pardon My Take. Okay.
Nice.
Cool.
They only post 3 times a week, asshole. But I always
Those shows are
leave
so long,
feeling,
though. That's fucking.
Yeah, they are. Like I know more, and with a few laughs along the way. And when the big boys get rolling, it hard to stop. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
Yeah.
I'm talking about Minor Turtle Boner.
Pretty good. Pretty good, Minor
that
Turtle
guy's
Boner.
wild. Yeah.
Great name. Okay, next one. This is from AMP782 RAF. Great pod. Love it. Hot take. Creep by Stone Temple Pilots is the best creep. What's your take?
It's a good song.
P.S. I'll stop being a cheap bitch someday and send in the car. Got another crotch demon on the way. P.S. Again, named my son loosely after one of the hosts because it's easier to holler a one-syllable name. Hey, that's awesome. Very flattering. Yeah. As for the next boy we shall see, HAGFD.
Hell yeah, Raph.
That's pretty good. All right, this one's from
Radiohead.
We all have
Radiohead's
one
still
syllable
better.
name.
Well, there's Radiohead Creep, and then there's also TLC's Creep. Those are also pretty good.
Right. TLC's Creep is fucking great, dude.
Yeah,
Not
I'd
gonna
say
go
Stone
for
Temple Pilots is
TLC
the
on
worst
that.
Creep, but everything else I liked about his review.
Which is the Stone Temple Pilots
I
Creep?
think he might have meant Radiohead.
Because he was
No,
being
actually,
irreverent.
Creep
Do you
is
think?
Creep is just the name of a Stone Temple Pilots song. It's
Is
just-
it?
Yeah, it is.
That's what he. That's what he's saying. They have a song
Yeah.
called "Creep," and it's the best creep of any of the creeps.
I don't think it is, though. I'm saying I think
Radiohead.
Radiohead
You want the
and
Radiohead
TLC I
Creep.
think is better. I'd have to hear Stone Temple Pilots Creep again, but
Radiohead's
not-
the best Creep.
I got the lyrics here, and I don't know
going
the melody,
STP
but I'm
over,
gonna try.
over TLC. What is that? No.
Let me know if the. Oh, here we go. Take time with a wounded hand.
Yeah, that song
Cause
is
it
better than
likes
that.
to heal.
That's better than that.
Good,
That's
but it's not
Creep.
better than Radiohead.
Take time with a wounded
I don't-
hand.
unless
Cause
Creep
I
is one of
like to
Radiohead's best
steal.
songs.
I like
It
to
is.
steal. I'm
It is.
half the man.
one of
Take
the most famous songs.
time with a wounded hand.
Okay,
Cause
well,
it likes to heal.
all right,
I like
interesting.
to steal.
I'm a
I would have
I'm
to hear all
half
of
the
them.
man I used
I'm
to
a
be.
widow.
Oh, I don't know. That's a good STP song.
Oh,
Shit.
fuck that. Look at the video.
It's a great
it's
STP song.
Pathetic.
Yeah, that might be their best song.
It is. I think it is.
The video is pathetic.
Yeah, I'm watching it now.
Yeah, it's just Scott Weiland sitting in like on essentially
black
like a,
and white.
like a
He's
curb crying.
He's
Oh,
fucking,
I'm sure the
it's-
Radiohead creeps is real cool.
It's better than that one. I can tell you that.
Oh no, it's just a bunch of weird British guys with lights on their
I'm
faces.
sure Radiohead's out there slaying pussy. The TLC video is probably the best video.
Honestly,
video.
I think we could all agree that TLC's Creep musically, and I'm not like Radiohead's an awesome fucking band. Creeps are not their best song at all. TLC's Creep crushes
their
it all.
best
Like
song,
musically,
but it's one of their most
so
famous.
I creep.
Yeah.
So keep it on the down low.
Nah,
Best
but it-
arrangements,
it's like-
best.
yeah.
I'm with them.
Well, I would say look at the charts. Who was on the top of the charts longest with Creep? It's got
I
to
mean, you want to make it. You want it. That's a joke, bro. I mean, like we're talking about
It's gotta be
alternative music versus
TLC,
pop
right?
music. Yeah,
Yeah.
it's a different. Yeah, it's apples and oranges.
top of the charts.
Okay, let's see. How many copies of... We can check the single sales, too. Radiohead's Creep are sold. Let's see. Next is Stone Temple Pilots. Okay. So Radiohead's Creep has gone... I think it's gone... Let's see. Platinum? Is
Yeah,
that-
Radiohead's
so that's
the
a million.
biggest song, right?
You think so?
Either TLC
Okay.
or Radiohead, but
So
Stone Temple Pilots
Radiohead
is
is...
last on numbers.
Wow. It's not even platinum in the United States, Creep, as a single. It's 6 times platinum in Canada, but that's only 30,000 units.
I'm not a huge Stone Temple Pilots guy. And I love that genre of 90s rock. I had all their CDs, including Stone Temple Pilots. That's probably their best song. It's one
Yeah,
of their best
absolutely.
songs.
I would say that.
Yeah.
So Creep by
Radiohead
TLC
has
was
a
the
lot of good
biggest
songs.
Commercial success, probably.
Yeah. Oh, for sure. TLC's.
I feel like, yeah, I mean, it was a huge track, man.
Okay, yeah,
Oh.
so yeah, bigger, right?
Big time.
I also
Yeah,
I think
yeah.
I'm with the listener that I like the Stone Temple Pilots song the best of the 3 songs.
They're all actually really good.
They're pretty-
We should
yeah,
make a
all-
Creep
all three
playlist.
good- three good
All right,
songs.
let's move on.
It's a great debate.
Let's move right on. Let's move right on, guys, to review number 4. This is from DJ Bearnuts. The title of the review, DJ Bearnuts. HAGFT. Have a good fucking day. Or great fucking day. That's
That's how you get it
fantastic.
done. That's how you
That's
get
how you
it
get
done
it
right
done.
there.
Just quick, straight to the point. Next one, guys, is from Rye Guy 2718. I'm sorry, that's the title and the user's PodGod 12345. Who knows? Hard Facto rules 5 stars. Tell my long lost brother Stoltz. Sup, Stoltz in New Hampshire. I say, what up? There you go, Stoltz. You had it.
PodGod
this
figured
is-
out that you can do multiple and change them. So PodGod's getting us to read his shit
Every
Pretty
week.
good. I
Every
love
week,
that.
yeah. Gotta watch out
I
for
love this.
PodGod.
I love this. This was written like a clickbaity link at the bottom of any website. This is from Bucky's, and it's titled "They Refuse to Read This Review." The high school nerd group makes the news bearable and fun. 10 out of 10 news coverage. If they followed the flag code, it would be perfection. Don't know
Okay,
what
what's
that
the
is.
flag code?
Don't know what that is. Really hope they just
Might
didn't
be
slip in
pranking
something
us there.
racist.
Yeah, he must be pranking
Hold
us
on.
there.
Jesus Christ, I
Flag
might have slipped
code.
in something racist. That's my bad if that happened.
Or
Wes,
really,
you're bad.
or like really gay. Like really gay and
You
racist.
never let the. What I'm saying is, you never let the flag touch the ground. You to respect the flag.
Where
Are we
is the
doing something
flag?
wrong with the flag?
we don't have any flags. in
U.S.
our
flag
shots.
code.
I have a Florida flag behind me, but does that abide?
Is
by
it touching the ground? Well,
No, it's
Is
just
it touching the ground?
wall.
No,
It's touching the
this is
wall.
just
Fine.
on the American flag.
Why don't you Urban Dictionary flag code?
I
That's
wonder
a-
Yeah,
when we
I
broke the
think-
flag
yeah,
code
Pat.
that really got under this guy's skin.
Yeah, I think we might be getting. I think we're touching a nerve.
Do you think maybe we just quadruple down by saying
I
flag
think we
code
just
so many
look like
times when it's
idiots,
something
yeah.
really, really racist?
Yeah, I think we fucked up.
Nothing in Urban
Wes.
Dictionary.
Wes, this is on you, man.
No, I just think it's just very simple. What we're that it is.
We must have
in
done
fact, a
something to
flag
the
code.
flag at some point. It looks like we're just not exhibiting proper flag etiquette.
I think we brown toweled it, boys.
Okay, well, our bad. We'll cut that out. Eric, we'll
no,
cut
no,
that out.
it's fine.
Check how racist that is and then cut it out, please.
Okay.
And then, guys, finally, best news show from Dookie Weems.
Nice.
I love the pod.
These are good names.
I love the pod, boys. Best way to start the day is with only 20% inaccuracy of what's
Yep.
going on in the world. That's because we have an 80% that's an 80% accuracy guarantee, y'all.
Yep.
I continue. Can't beat it. Also, with the help of this show, I come to realize that I'm a dirty dog.
Everybody
Keep
is.
making us laugh. HAGFD. Okay, guys, I want to get some comments from around the internet. So there are 2 videos I selected that we've posted somewhat recently, and the comments are fantastic. First, I want to talk about the 7-Eleven stores comment. So Wes made a video for a story about a store at Old Torf Road in Austin, Texas, which used to be our 7-Eleven, playing classical music over the loudspeakers to keep the homeless population at bay. And Wes did a genius job of dubbing in his own voiceover for this thing. And we've had a couple of these that have gone viral, right, where we take a news story. You know what we're talking about.
Wes, can you say fuck these motherfuckers real quick?
Fuck these motherfuckers.
Right,
These motherfuckers.
right.
You smell that?
We've had a number of these go viral, which is great. We think we're onto something. We're going to keep doing it. But the comments are fantastic. So at the top of the show, I was teasing a little bit. What makes these things so successful? Well, first and foremost, they're funny as shit. Second, it's almost unbelievable, right? Because it's like, wait a minute, it's posed as a real news clip. But also, third, there's so much action in the comment section because some people can tell that it's fake. Some people can't tell that it's fake. And the people that can tell that it's fake really want to tell the people that can't tell that it is fake. They like feel the need to be like, no, idiot, it's fake. And that drives up engagement tremendously. It's like a snake eating its tail. It's fantastic. Nice. Let's get into it, guys, here. Here are some comments from the 7-Eleven video. So JT Jules JT, JT space Jules JT says, I haven't laughed this hard in a long time. There's no way this audio was real, though.
He gets
and
it.
Then,
yeah.
Yeah. Well, he doesn't know. He's unsure.
Does
He's unsure. He doesn't know. Exactly. He doesn't really get it. Well, he doesn't really get it. So Andrew Gallegos, he's going to help JT out. He goes, JT Jules J. It's not. That's why their faces are blurred, so you can't read their lips, but you can still somewhat tell what they're talking about. Okay. And JT Jules J says, Andrew Gallegos, once the homeless person spoke, that's when I figured out it was fake. And that's why it was blocked out, you know? I don't know. Who knows? He continues saying, who knows? I still laughed entirely hard. So he doesn't really still know. So Stephen Villarreal comes in.
More convincing, yeah.
Stephen Villarreal comes in and says, JT Jules JT, it's real. This was on the local news about a week ago on KView.
Yes.
It's the news station. Yeah.
Steven.
The store is on Old Torf and Parker. This place has always been a shithole. Okay. And Charles.
He lives there.
Right.
Fuck these motherfuckers.
A lot of people said,
I know the owner.
Yeah. Okay. So Charles Ozuna says, Stephen Villarreal, the audio's fake. I go to the store multiple times a day. The owner doesn't even sound like that. Besides, I've seen the original interview, and it's not what he said, okay? And then Bobby Leatherlungs Lucas says, JT Jules, pretty sure it's real. I know Mr. Patel, and he's a potty mouth. That's the name that Wes uses.
Yeah, Bobby gets it.
Right.
Yeah, Bobby gets it.
Yeah. Bobby gets
pretty
Bobby's
good.
stirring the pot.
Yeah.
I know.
It's endlessly fun.
Keep
It's
stirring the
endlessly
pot.
fun to
That's
go through the
perfect.
comments on that. It's pretty good. Okay, guys. Now let's go to the comments on our video that Mark posted about a study that suggests that prostate cancer can be left at bay by ejaculating regularly. Here. Okay.
Oh, yeah, of course
So
know.
Lauren
Facts, big
Sampson
facts.
says, so yeah, and just to give a little more context, effectively it's like if you beat off a ton, right, you won't get prostate cancer.
Your
right?
pipes are clean.
Exactly. Okay, so Lauren, that's the Canadian spelling of Lauren, L-O-R-E-N, that's a man. Lauren Sampson says, pretty sure I maintain the numbers. Still got prostate cancer.
Oh, no.
Oh,
Yeah, I know.
shoot.
And yep,
Sorry,
and Chuck
Lauren.
Fidelis Okatona says, Lauren Sampson, really? And Lauren Sampson says, yep, prostate now removed.
Ew.
And Bill Marshall, he gets in. He doesn't say anything about the prostate cancer. He goes, Lauren Sampson, it's a lie, man. They just want us to watch porn, which is free. Nothing free is ever good. And I was like, whoa, that's a big brain thought. And then
Wait,
Gary
what?
Huber,
Billy Marshall thinks that all free things are evil?
he thinks they're all a trick, right? He's like, there's no such thing as a free lunch. Effectively, is what he's saying.
I
right?
get that.
So
Like you have to listen to the radio, you have to endure advertisements. Like I understand.
I
what
don't
you
think.
mean
Well, I
with
don't
that.
think he gets that these people are getting tons of advertisement money.
right. No, essentially he's saying this is a
This
fake article.
This podcast is free. You know,
He was saying it's a fake article that
Yeah.
the article that Mark based the thing on is fake, right?
he's
and it was,
saying
it
that
was
the
put out by
governments
the
want
porno
you to watch
industry.
a bunch of porn because they want
Exactly.
you to be soft soy boys that are watching porn and not working.
So they're
So they're
saying
putting
that the government
fake info
funds
out.
Pornhub in
That's what
order
this guy
to
thinks.
make you a soft ass.
He doesn't understand how the porn business works, which is
Yep.
like a
And
Billy
$1
Marshall-
trillion industry.
Billy
Yeah.
Marshall's
so-
woke.
Yeah.
Gary Huber gets in,
most
and he's kind of on Billy Marshall's side, and he's asking like a follow up question that's kind of affirming what Billy Marshall says. So Gary Huber goes, Billy Marshall, I don't know why they want men to be drained the whole time. Essentially saying it's like, right? That's what he's saying.
Oh,
It's like,
you're not masculine if you're drained.
No,
right?
this is
Yeah.
that Andrew Tate shit.
Yeah, I know, exactly.
This,
It's the Tate
this
shit.
is that. This is that shit about
Yeah.
you can raise your testosterone if you never ever ejaculate.
If you're
Like,
full of jam, you're a man.
a lot of guys believe in this now.
Little wrap around. Yeah, this is an alarming trend. Yeah.
I'll tell you what. The most manly men throughout history fucked all the time, and I'm not gonna make a statement about who they fucked or like whatever, but they fucked all the time.
No,
I can guarantee you.
The old school train of thought that before like a big match or big game or big event, you're a sporting thing, like you're not supposed to jack off before is such a falsehood, dude. I played my best games when I was fucking right before.
I think that came from
Gladiators had orgies every night.
Oh yeah, and yeah, come on, man. Like the Vikings.
it was a testosterone thing though. It wasn't like a
but
brain
they're
thing.
wrong.
It was a body
but
thing.
it's not correct.
Rocky
Keep
did
you in your
that.
mental zone. Yeah.
And it's big in Rocky. He's like, no,
A lot of wrestlers do that.
I know a lot of wrestlers do that, but some also don't.
Oh, I wrestled. I got it. I they would talk about it all the time. I just
Stupid.
never understood it.
It's not scientifically.
I want to keep all the jam up there. Okay, Calvin Prim comes in and really changes the subject, and I appreciate this guy's imagination. Calvin Prim, he comes in and he responds actually to another guy who I didn't put in here, but he goes, imagine your girl wanting a baby and can't have one because you told her you ejaculated 21 times a month when you was in your 20s. And I just thought that was a great thought. Right?
He's out of jam.
I got
I'm just
one.
saying, imagine.
I got one. Imagine this.
These guys don't understand.
Right. I'm just saying.
the opposite of the.
No, Calvin's sitting there like, let me lay a scenario out to you.
He thinks you have a finite amount of sperm.
I only got 33,000 more loads.
Yeah.
I'm so confused.
These guys are idiots.
No idea.
Calvin's kind of putting a warning out there. He's saying he's like cautionary tale. Imagine a dystopia where your girl comes in and says I want to have a baby and you can't because he's jacking it all the time and you're 20.
Shooting dust.
Right.
Calvin's the best. He nailed it. He has no idea.
saving up
what
mine.
anything-
I'm saving mine up.
Saving mine.
Government's not getting mine.
What is wrong with these dudes?
there was a
Just jerk off and have sex, man. Enjoy
Your
yourself.
balls will
There was
replenish your
another-
cum.
There was another comment I didn't include where a guy was saying, well, it's just because they don't want us having babies. See what I'm saying? They want us wasting our loads in tissue.
Right.
Right.
But then Calvin just flies in with something
You
totally
better be careful.
unrelated.
You're gonna run out.
I got a ton left. It's like in Contra. It's
run
like
right
in
out.
Contra when you do the Contra code and you get 30 lives. They go fast. If you jerk
I
off
got
all the
4
time.
knocks of sperm. Yeah. I never jack off.
I don't know. She's not that hot. You sure you want to waste one on her? Oh, okay. And then finally, guys, Andre Rose Khan says, Lawrence Sampson, you started too late. Lol. He lolled at him for having prostate cancer.
Oh no.
Oh no.
That's tough.
No, that's Lauren. Well, why did Lauren?
Lol.
Why did Lauren bust up the chat with the as a prostate cancer haver? I gotta say, you
Lauren
can
really
still
took
get
it
it if you've ejaculated
Lauren took it to the next level.
Guys,
for
guys,
sure.
if you think about it, Lauren is the best possible commentator in history. Like in history, because he's coming in with actual a scenario where he had prostate cancer.
But he's
right?
gonna get roasted by these assholes on Facebook for having prostate cancer.
Yeah,
It's
You can
I
say
like
that
at the same
again.
time, Lauren also said that he jerked off a ton back in the day. He's like, I kept my numbers up. They didn't even need to tell me.
Well, look,
he knew. But
look,
sorry
they said
for
that
Lauren.
they said that it's very helpful. Okay, it's not foolproof. Sorry, Lauren, but it's very helpful.
helpful, right? Keeps the pipes clear.
Yeah.
Let's take it to our polls. If you listen on Spotify, you can find a poll or questionnaire with most days' episodes. And here's one that Wes wrote.
It is.
When walking dogs in nature. Okay, and just to preface this, Wes is a piece of shit that puts his dogs off leash and he's a really inconsiderate asshole. And it was Wes's night to edit the show, so he got to write the poll.
The phrasing.
Sometimes when we're doing the show and we realize exactly
nightmare on the trails.
Sometimes when we're doing the show and we realize, oh, fuck, that's a great poll, we'll just say it, and it makes the end of the show easier. We know what the poll's going to be. It's just clear. So that's what we did on this show. We said, this is going to be the poll. So it's Wes's gig to write the poll, and he's the asshole who lets his dogs off the leash. So he wrote a very, very skewed poll, if you ask me. When walking dogs, and by the way, there was only supposed to be 2 options for answers. But
Leash
Wes
or not,
gave,
yeah.
Listen,
Wes
it
gave 5.
depends on the fucking environment, though. That's the thing. That's the whole thing. It depends on where you
Give
are.
5 answers.
If you're on a fucking
Read the question. Read the
All right.
question.
When walking dogs in a nature preserve with no designated leash laws, you should.
You should.
It's like an SAT question.
So the nature preserve he's talking about doesn't even allow dogs, period. So there's no leash law, no leash signs because
There's
dogs
a
aren't
giant impromptu off-leash dog gathering every night right next to the nature preserve.
They're not
Yeah, but they're
technically
bandits.
allowed in that nature preserve.
Okay, but everyone has their fucking dogs off-leash there.
So you're all breaking the rules of the nature. Nature
I'm
preserves
sorry,
aren't
I'm
for
breaking the
dogs
rule of the nature preserve.
Well, nature preserves aren't for dogs to trample around off leash. They're nature preserves. It's not a dog park.
People are back there with their fucking mountain bikes thrashing through nature.
The bikes aren't allowed either.
Well, yeah, no one's
They're all
allowed back
breaking
there. Who's
No,
allowed
it's a
back
nature
there?
preserve. People walking around and
They have
enjoying the
trails.
nature.
Yeah, and so dogs
Usually
can
a
do that too
place-
if they're well behaved.
Usually a place that allows wheeled vehicles, the dogs will have to be on leash for that purpose. That's
There's
right.
no sign designating it.
Wes is making up rules in his title that aren't even existing. When,
Let's get back to
when
Wes's
going to a
skewed
nature
poll.
preserve
Yeah,
that
let's get
doesn't
back
have
to the
leash
poll.
signs.
I don't know why you
Let's
care
read
so
the
much.
answer choices too.
I just think-
Let's get back to Wes's biased poll.
I think you're wrong.
Extremely biased poll. When walking dogs in a nature preserve with no designated leash laws, you should A, still always leash your dog. 23% of the vote.
Okay.
B, leash your dog only if it's aggressive.
Yeah, only if it's an
17% of
asshole.
the
It
vote.
can't be trusted off a leash. Yeah.
C, if your dogs are great as Wes's, never leash them.
Okay, there you go. 24%.
That's
He
great.
put his fucking name in there, so it got 24%.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah, of course.
D, I'm a cat person, right? Or E, always leash them out of respect for idiots and their badly trained dogs
Let's add these
who
up,
have to be
because
on leashes.
this-
I'm sorry, that one. That was 35%.
58% of people say always leash your dogs, top and bottom.
Eh.
And he skewed it, so he
No.
lost in his skewed poll.
Listen, it doesn't matter because
more
I'm
than
going to
that, Mark.
continue to walk through the nature preserve when I go down
Oh,
there.
It's
I know
actually
you are,
75.
but-
It's actually 75%.
Yeah.
Even the people that said
Mark,
still
I
have
dare you to
leash
go on
them.
on a walk with Bonnie and I in that nature preserve and see how
I don't want to
how-
be
how
around you.
perfect
I don't
she
want to be
is.
around you. I don't want to be around you.
Just
I-
yes,
I-
yes,
then,
you're
then
perfect.
when the dog runs off, I have to help you find it.
The
and
dog
then
won't
gets
run
cut.
off. She's perfect.
Yeah,
She's a perfect dog. You know it.
No, it's just certain dogs, and like Wes is a great example because it's not even
control
all of
the
his
other
dogs
dogs.
he feels this way about. It's certain people with certain dogs. They just will not put them on a leash.
Right.
And Wes and Bonnie have that thing.
Your
And
dog
so-
is awesome. I don't think your dog is aggressive or anything like that, but you don't know about the other dogs. You don't know about the other people in the bikes. You don't know
But
about
I'm
the other
telling
things.
you, she avoids other dogs. She will
Oh,
not go
every
up to
in every
This is a classic
single
Yes.
scenario,
Yes.
you think she's perfect.
Yes.
No,
Insane.
Wes.
Yes.
Yeah, Wes feels the way that all
I've
of
had her
the-
for
and you
10
want to
years,
eradicate,
she's been perfect
and you
the
want
whole
to
time.
eradicate all pit bulls, and the pit bull
Guys,
owners to tell you that
guys,
they're
Pit bull owners
safe.
are pieces of
Guys,
shit.
Yeah,
guys,
uh-huh.
relax,
You
relax,
think
relax.
Pit bulls are
Guys.
always going to pop off, but your dog can't, in one circumstance,
Never.
off leash cause a scene.
Never.
Guys,
That's
guys,
insane
relax.
logic.
This is
Relax.
not a thing.
We can settle. Here's how we're going to settle this. Here's how we're going to settle this. Here's how we're going to settle this. With a call to Thomas Houston in Ukiah, California.
Okay, you go for it. Tell
No,
him
I'm
you're a
kidding.
welfare check. Oh, okay.
Not doing that
I
again.
think you should-
That lady sounded fucking mean.
Yeah, tell him you're from the county and welfare check. And
Call
be
him.
like,
That
we
lady
just
was
want to make sure you
fucking
haven't. Want
mean.
to make sure Thomas is still alive.
Yeah, call him. Yeah.
I'm not calling.
I can't do it from my number.
No.
Right. Okay. Guys, let's get into voicemails. Wes, you're an asshole. And here we go. Okay.
But Bonnie, I agree though, will never do anything wrong.
No, Bonnie is a perfect
Right.
dog, but you're putting yourself in a situation to fail by doing the off leash thing.
Right.
I'd rather her live her life freely than and that's fine.
Right. I was going to
What
play a
about dog
voicemail from Colin from California, but he asked about the Colin Kaepernick
Bites.
documentary.
Actually,
None of us have
there's
seen
actually
it.
more chance of her getting fucked with at a dog park than in that nature preserve.
Yeah, but at least it's allowed.
Yeah, dog parks can be vicious sometimes.
Yeah, Bentley got his
Now,
ass
there's
kicked
some
at a dog
people in
park
there
sometimes.
that should not bring their dogs.
Exactly.
To a dog
They're
park.
more dangerous than an off leash in the nature preserve.
That's
I
where
can
the
guarantee you
Austin.
that.
That's where we got the Austin from. Austin.
Yeah, because you
Austin.
know that owner when they come in and that dog is just like fighting everybody and it's running away
because
from
he's
the
allowed
owner,
to be there
never-
legally.
Never goes back to
He's
the
a
owner
fucking
ever.
prick.
Yeah.
Yeah, great point.
Austin.
No dinner tonight, Austin.
Wait till I
Let's
get
get
my
the
hands
voicemail.
on you, Austin, and it's just like attacking 5 other dogs.
I
He was
wonder if that's
fine
similar-
yesterday.
Yeah. I don't know what it is.
Yeah.
Maybe
wonder
I
if that's
gave him too
similar in
much
other-
water. You know.
Your dog.
In other Texas cities, like, do you
It
think?
just rained, didn't it? It just rained.
You
must
got to
have
burn
rained.
off all that energy.
Must have rained.
Oh man, if you want to see some trash, go to an inner city dog park.
Yeah.
Let's get into voicemails and reviews. I was going to play a voicemail from Colin from California. He asked about the Kaepernick documentary, but none of us have seen it. But we'll go watch it. He said it didn't seem that
Is it
political.
new?
I don't think it's new. I think it came out last year.
Oh, yeah. I mean, I wouldn't be. I mean, whatever. Kaepernick's a very like polarizing figure, but it's not like.
I got absolutely no beef with Kaepernick. I don't really want to watch it.
I just don't know where the
documentary.
documentary is. I haven't come across it on the menu.
Yeah, there you go. Okay,
I wouldn't
next one,
seek
guys.
it out.
Hey, what's up, Holmes? Word around town is Marcus too good for $2, eh? It's all good, I say. I know Pat will do a lot more for a lot less, fool.
You're right.
What's up, boys? This is Low Life Louie. Thanks, Rick, for letting me know that you're not good enough, or my $2 is not good enough for you. I do want to ask a question, too. What are y'all's favorite sounding accents? If you had to pick one that you enjoyed, what would it be? And can you give me a quick example? Yeah, that's it for this week. Have a great fucking weekend. And I'll talk to you boys later.
Okay.
Louis.
Favorite accents, and if you can do one. Lewis, like Turtles, just paid $4.99. Says we need a French accent from Mark, German accent from Pat, Wes to talk like an urban gentleman. Really, do you want that? And Will to speak in a high pitched voice at some point.
Thank you, Luis. I really appreciate you supporting the podcast, man. It's been great.
Louise. Thanks, Louise. I don't know if I can do a German. Mark, can you do a French?
I like to I like to do the Italian accent.
It sounds so. It sounds so Spanish.
I like to do Italian accent. Yes, oui. I don't know how to do the French.
Just do it urban, Wes.
I assume he means black.
Yes.
Can you do the little lady in the boat? The white guy that's dating a black chick.
A white guy is dating a black chick.
Mm-hmm.
Oh, from that
Yeah.
sketch.
There's
Like a white rapper type character.
There's not enough people in the boat.
Yeah.
Oh yeah. So there's not enough. Yo, this brunch is fire. Y'all got a DJ up in here. This brunch is fire. Give me another mimosa.
Yeah. There you go.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Pat, you gonna try German?
What about that guy's relationship with his dad? Complaining about his dad.
This brunch.
Yeah, this brunch is fire. So many items. They got an omelet guy. They got an omelet man. I ain't never seen a motherfucker out there making omelets one by one.
Character that is
My throat hurts.
was from an old sketch. We gotta post that sketch. Tight ends.
All right.
There you go, Louis.
My favorite accent easily is a Persian guy.
Yeah, you
That's
love
my
Middle
favorite
Eastern.
accent.
Speaking of tight ends, Pat doesn't Middle
Hey,
Eastern.
buddy.
And me, we
You
all
ever
do our
wanted to
best.
put your penis in another man's ass, man?
We have got to put that out because we all do our best accents. And I do Southerner, and I think that's probably the
There you
best
go.
one I do naturally.
That's a good sketch.
Did Eric Donahue buy us around? Did we say what's up about that?
Yeah, we
did.
did.
We did.
Mhm.
Fantastic. Thank you so much.
Cheers.
All right, back to voicemails.
Hard Factor Boys, Dallas Dave here to talk Leeds United. The Americans are taking over. Let's go. Weston McKinney, Tyler Adams, Brendan Aronson, Jesse Marsh from Wisconsin on the touchline there managing.
Well,
we've got lots of
fired,
depth. Unfortunately, Rodrigo has an ankle injury. That's not great, but thank goodness we have lots of depth. I think we're going to do very well. February is a huge month for us. We got to get 7 points plus from these next 5 games. We play Nottingham Forest, then back-to-back against Man U, and then it's the basement. We got to beat Everton and Southampton. Simple as that. Let's go. We're on the upswing. I don't know if you heard, but it's been mighty cold in Dallas. Even had some snow. It's really hampered the exotic pet business we've heard about, but I think things are on the upswing here. We'll get into the 50s and 60s this weekend. So keep the faith, boys. MOT, let's get some wins. Onward and upward. HAGFD and MOT.
Wow. Dallas Dave. What a swing of emotions since he left that. So since he left that, Leeds has lost to Nottingham Forest, the worst team in the league, then fired Jesse Marsh, then tied Manchester United in the first of those 2 back-to-back games. So Dallas Dave needs Leeds to win both of those games. He says they have to win. He said it in the voicemail. He got it right to get those 7 points that he's discussing. So,
well, there you have it. A bunch of Americans on that team. So if you're not a Leeds fan, you should be. If you're like kind of middle of the road or don't have any English Premier League team.
Well, it's kind of cool because Andrew Parker lives in Leeds, one of our listeners, longtime listeners from the very beginning. He got us into it, suggested us that like a Hard Knocks of footy show about Leeds. We started getting into it, and then they started hiring all Americans after. Like it was totally unrelated, kind of crazy, but
was it
very cool, very cool. It could have been Hard Factor, yeah.
Was it unrelated?
Of course, we could have cursed them. Oh, they might be the third curse because if they get relegated. If they get relegated, they
killed their team. Yeah.
Yeah.
Right.
Let's stick with the pizza guy.
Yep.
Ryan Mercer.
Okay, for sure. His name one more time. We'll just
something Mercer. Ryan Mercer.
Make sure.
Mercer with a Ryan with a Y.
Yeah. Well, I don't want to curse someone who shouldn't.
What about Thomas so-and-so's wife? She sounded like a bitch.
Yeah, fuck her. Well, she went through a hard time, bro.
Yeah,
He was cheating on her and they got a DUI.
That's true.
That's tough.
She's 60 years old. All right, let's get the wheel up.
Okay. Is that it for voicemail?
She's doing that at 60, man. You know.
She sounded great for 60. She had a hot voice.
She
Fuck
did
you.
actually.
She did.
Sounded really,
Could have been his daughter.
Really spry.
This is deep and dirty. Okay, so we're doing Will's getting a reprieve.
Off the
yeah,
wheel.
but put me on for the high five though.
Oh, that's right. That's right.
Right?
That's right.
Everybody's available for
Okay,
that one.
here we go. High five. Deep and dirty.
High five.
High five.
I gotta get out of this jersey, man.
Me too. I'm dying.
It's a little
Tight.
compressing.
All
Hard
right,
to breathe.
so Will off now. Okay.
So that's the new rule. You go 5 in a row, you get a spin off.
That's right.
Slow down, no.
Double start. Yeah, but it's cool, Mark, because as soon as you're done with the coffee, remember everybody, if you want to watch the show live on Sunday for Monday's podcast when we tape it, it's a Super Bowl pre-show. So Mark is going to give you the coffee during that one, and then we're going to take off to enjoy the Super Bowl, watch the Birds stomp the Chiefs.
I might pop into the Borg after I'm done the coffee there.
You might have to get your Borg just sitting for you, like Pat's talking about, the roadie on the way to the TV.
Pre-Borg it,
Yeah, just have the Borg ready to go as soon as you hang up the call.
Yeah.
So yeah, and on that note, you're gonna want to get yourself a gallon jug, preferably not one that had milk in it before. Make yourself a Borg.
Water
Get
gallons,
out there.
Yeah, that's what I've seen.
And have yourself a great fucking weekend.